All right.
Okay.
Hi, and welcome to a brand new episode of Sipping Tea with Suzanne. I am your fabulous host, Positively Suzanne, and I have another MC in the studio with me tonight, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Che Anderson.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited that you're here.
Me too.
Listen, we're going to talk about how long it took me to get him on the show. But I did tell him I was going to call him out. So.
That's true. That's true. You got to take it. You got to take that. It's all right.
You know, when you know famous people, you have to work a little to get them. So, I mean, I am so appreciative that you came on the show and looking forward to us having a chat.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just having some tea. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes, like it's a thing.
I dig it.
Like I love tea, and like my husband's gotten into tea,
Okay.
and really cut back on the coffee. So I really like when men's like, "Oh, I drink tea."
Yeah.
It's like that's my people.
I dig it. That's how you know.
That's how you know. All right, cool.
I like it.
Shout out to our loyal viewers and subscribers who tune in week after week. We appreciate you. So many of you guys said that you're tuning in today. I don't know if it's because of me or Che, but whatever the reason, we're excited that you're here. Got to shout out to our executive producer, Paul Anderson, who makes the magic happen week after week. And I am just so excited that people continue to say yes and to come on the show. I love chatting with people. And I honestly love having the platform where I'm able to chat with people and like just learn. Because I feel like every time I talk to you, I do learn something.
Oh, thank you.
And, well, here's the thing. I'm not quite sure about, so like 1 minute, like I see you in a suit and very debonair and, spouting fact and, okay, Malcolm X. And then, and then the next one, I'm like, New York, New York, New York. So I'm never quite sure who I'm getting.
Yeah, balance.
But each time, it's fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
So each time is fantastic. But I really wanted to say, welcome to the show. I've been a fan of yours for a long time.
Mutual.
And, I remember I had an event and I invited you to be the MC. And I'm not going to lie, I had an argument prepared. And I asked you, you're like, yes. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I was ready though.
No,
like,
I think that, it's one of those things that people say, and sometimes I think it gets brushed off, right? But when you see good people doing good work, it's not hard to say yes, right?
Okay.
Time becomes a thing, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like just trying to figure that out.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't need any convincing. I see you. I think that you are, you are so. We just had to talk kind of off camera that I'll bring on camera for a bit. I was saying that there's like, I wouldn't describe you as little in any capacity, right? I think you have a big personality. I think that I'm a tall person, you're a tall, right? You're a bigger person. But more than that, I think that the way in which you have a vision for yourself and those around you is massive, right? And that's no small undertaking, right? And I think that your ability to sit within spaces, whether it is predominantly Black and be yourself, or not and still be yourself, I think is a testament to who you are and how assured you are of yourself. And so, yeah, when that person comes and is like, hey, I want to build with you, let's do it. Let's do something.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. No, thank you. And as a Black woman, it's hard sometimes because the world does not like a confident Black man
For sure.
or Black woman.
For
and,
sure.
sometimes within even our own spaces, sometimes we do get pushback. But, I've decided a long time ago, that's on you. Like,
1,000,000%.
you have an issue, that's your issue. I'm just going to move forward and do the thing. But when I see folks like you out here just doing the things, you inspire me. And, I'm impressed by you. But we want to talk about your job. Like, what is your job title? One of the longest job titles. And I'm going to have some of y'all listen up because if you watch Martin, what was Tommy's job, right? So here we are, Che, Tommy. What was your job? What is your job?
So officially, what pays my health insurance,
right.
that's what I like to say, what ensures that I have health insurance.
Yes.
I am the Assistant Vice Chancellor for City and Community Relations at UMass Chan Medical School.
Yes.
That is a long title. Also,
Very.
for those watching, officially, Tommy's job was he was a counselor, but we all know Tommy ain't have no job. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making sure we're on the same page, right? Like that's.
We are.
Okay, it's cool.
We,
Maybe,
yeah,
all right,
okay, we good. We good. We good. We good. We good.
Cool,
Yes.
cool.
All right. Cool. And what do you do then?
Yes. So my job is effectively to liaise between the institution and institutional leadership and city and community leadership, right? And so sometimes that takes me to the state level, sometimes that goes to the federal level. But generally it is, how do we ensure that the amazing work that's happening on the campus of UMass Chan can be translated to an everyday person that's just interested in what's happening, In times of crisis, how do we ensure that we can make the pitch and the point for new opportunities, whether that be funding or not? And I think conversely, it's how do I ensure that I'm keeping my ear to what's happening in the community so that UMass Chan could work collaboratively or use its resources to actually be part of the Worcester and greater Worcester community.
All right, cool. Well, thank you. We're going to come back to that, but
Sure.
I want to go back a little further. So just a little bit, because this picture that you sent me, and if you guys can see the picture that I shared, looks like Baby Che. Like,
can I tell you, that photo was a couple years ago, right?
Oh, okay.
Right, it's been a rough couple years. I'm saying, no. But
No, I was like, is this his yearbook picture?
No. It is. I have in the winter I go through this thing where I grow my hair, I let my facial hair kind of Dylan, and in the summertime I fade it and just go very thin with the facial hair. So I lose years every summer, and it's my way of most people try to lose weight until the summer comes. I just shave and I just look younger and slimmer, and so that's my little secret. You know
okay, so I have nothing to shave, FYI. Maybe that's why I'm not looking younger and slimmer. Women, all he has to do is shave. So if they attack you out there, then it's not my fault. It is what it is. You said you shave and you get skinnier. Okay.
That's fair.
Okay. I don't want facial hair though, so I won't find that out.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna stay with that. But no, for real, it's a young picture, and I was like, okay. High school yearbook, it's all right. We'll roll with it. But when you were younger, did you know this was the direction? Are you gonna what did you want to be?
No. I mean, it depends on how young we're going, right? Like there was a point in my youth where I thought I'd be like an astronaut.
All right.
There was no basis for that. I wasn't trying to work towards it. I just thought
you
it'd be really cool to go. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And I think when I finally hit the age when I was like a teenager, preteen, I told my mom I wanted to be a lawyer. And I thought that would be a great opportunity for me to help people, to be sort of cerebral and intellectual. And I, decided to go to college to be a lawyer and be pre-law. And I'm not a lawyer, and I did not go to law school. But that was the early dream.
Okay, that was the. I could see it though.
Yeah, I think I'd be an okay lawyer.
I think you'd be a good. I could see you as a great orator, just talking and arguing your case. And he's like, "All right, you're fine."
I like to yap.
I'm
a yapper.
Listen. Hello. Okay, so that's what we wanted to be. And then as we got older, what were some of your first jobs?
Okay. So I interned for the district attorney in Manhattan for a 7-year window for DA Morgenthau when he was the DA. I worked at CVS, which I will always say is the most important job I've ever had.
Oh, retail is no joke.
Not only that, but I think that working particularly in CVS pharmacy, it was my neighborhood CVS, right? So I'd see neighbors and people that I knew and people that I didn't know that I know, or that I knew I didn't know. But whether it's behind the cash register or learning how to face an aisle or learning how to unpack a truck, right? Like you're working and you're interacting with everyone, right? There were wealthy people that came into our store. There were people that didn't have a dollar to their name that came into our store. And you have to engage and interact with all those people just the same. And I think that that's one of the most transferable skills I got. So I'm always huge shout to CVS and working inside of that store in retail. I worked at Abercrombie and Fitch for a very little window.
Let me ask, front or back?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I started at Impact B in the back, and then I became a person on the floor.
Okay.
And it was the Fifth Avenue flagship store. So
wow.
Yeah.
Because that means you're good looking.
Yeah, no. It just means that I was tall. You know what I mean?
No, listen. So I worked retail for a very long time, and literally that was the thing. You had to be good looking to be in the front at Abercrombie. So I would talk to these managers, and some of my associates would do seasonal, and they're like, "Oh, you're a backroom associate." They'll legit. Thank God we can't do that anymore.
No, for sure. No, but listen, I will never forget my training for the front when they told me how to stand.
Yeah.
Right? And they size you for you. They tell you what size clothes you wear.
Yeah.
And they tell you how to, I'll never forget the way you would stop someone from shoplifting. It was never like, hey, you can take that out your bag. Like it was, never, hey, excuse me. It was like, hey, I noticed you put those thong slippers in your bag. I know the perfect shirt to go with those. Why don't we mosey over it? And I'm like, why am I doing this? Why are we? But that was the gig. That was the gig. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. You had to stand at an L at all times, right? 1 foot forward, 1 foot to the side.
Okay.
What a time.
was intense. No, I worked with Victoria's Secret, and at the time, that was its own thing.
Yeah.
And we thought we had to be attracted, but Abercrombie, like, it was just intense and insane. And thank God, after a couple of lawsuits, I think they've normalized.
Got it together.
They got it together.
Yeah.
But okay, so you did work front and back. Okay.
And then I went to Holy Cross, and so I worked at the field house. I worked in the cafeteria. I promoted at nightclubs.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well-rounded.
I try to, dabble. And then my first sort of like real job after college, and I say that because the other jobs are obviously very real, but I worked at MCPHS University, and that was my first sort of I'm an adult job.
Yeah.
And that was a unique experience to itself.
It is. So you're from New York.
Yes.
Proud, loud and proud.
You know it. You know it.
Loud and proud. The Knicks was doing something the other day.
Yeah, they were. They've been having a tough stretch, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's not our first time having a tough stretch, and so we are loyal.
Yes.
We're gritty, and we're gonna figure it out.
Listen, my dad was a New York Knicks fan. Like, I still have his New York Knicks. He unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, but he, like, since Patrick Ewing, before them, like, John Starks, and all of them, like, we would watch these games. He never gave up. I was a Chicago Bulls fan.
Yeah, of course.
Nope, he is not. Like, I was like, dude, just cheer for the Bulls.
No, it's funny. I've lived in Worcester longer than I did in New York now. I've officially hit that point.
Yeah.
And so a bunch of people were like, all right,
give it up.
You're gonna become a Celtics, Boston Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins person. And I was like, no, look, my mom was also a Knicks fan, may she rest in peace. And, one of the happiest moments I've ever had was taking her to a Knicks game and her getting to meet John Starks and him signing something for her.
Oh my God.
And us having this really cool moment, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, like, I'm loyal Knicks forever.
Okay.
I will cheer for the Bruins. Like, that's great. I don't want to upset your viewers, so I'm not going to talk about baseball or football. You know what I'm saying? I think that those two get a little touchy. You know what I mean? But like I am gonna cheer for my New York sports teams, and I also will cheer for my Worcester specific sports teams. I love this city.
Yeah.
But I think that's the beauty of this whole thing, right? Like the banter of it all is kind of what makes it fun.
Absolutely. I mean, people do get really passionate about like their team. I mean, I think so. Like the Patriots was like massive with the Tom Brady era. Yeah. Like I don't even think you could have said anything about anything during that era. But then after he left, like it died down a little. But I think there's making a resurgence.
It is.
It's like they're all excited. I think there was a game on Sunday.
Drake May, who's their quarterback, people are very excited about him.
Yes.
Like second coming of Tom Brady. And you know what? For me, the way I see it is, I think that sports in general are more fun when both New York and Boston have good teams.
Absolutely.
I think that rivalry makes it fun, right? It's like the whole Boston-LA thing, right? Like when they're both good, far more interesting as a fan to watch than not. But yeah, no, go Knicks for sure.
No, listen, absolutely. You gonna watch the Bad Bunny Bowl or?
Oh, come on now.
Okay.
Benito Bowl, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I know.
Big Bad Bunny fan for quite a while, since the SoundCloud days. So I'm very, very pumped up.
Okay. All right. Look at you telling your age.
But you know.
Okay, do your thing. Yeah, no, it's such a short show though, but they're so impactful.
It is.
Like last year I was like glued to Kendrick's Listen.
For sure.
And it was like mad short, but there was so much in it, and the nuance and all the things, and like a million messages in that little show.
Think about from the time that you were younger watching Super Bowl halftimes.
Yeah.
How many times have you watched a halftime show and seen a person who is relatable in those kinds of ways? You know, like as I watched the Kendrick show and some other shows in the last few years, I've been very just like in shock of just like how you don't know you missed that until you get it, right? And then you're like, oh, this is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? Like how many young kids are like, oh my God, that could be me. I don't have to be a rock singer from the 80s to do that, right? Like, and with all due respect to them and their music, like fantastic music, but there is something beautiful about, right? Bad Bunny is a young artist. Yeah. And there was a window there where you had to be a bit of a legacy artist to do that thing. And so finding ways to show younger people that the possibilities are there, I think is fantastic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, I mean, no offense to the 80s rock, but again, They have their time.
Right.
let the youngins have their time.
Let them go.
I am looking forward to it. I might not watch the game, but I'm not gonna watch the game. I'm not even gonna fight that.
It's a day to eat chips and burgers.
I know. I'm probably just gonna read a book and watch it. Like,
I respect that.
At the same time.
The intellectual person does that. See, that's
Sure, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a beer. But I hear you. You know.
Like Anyway, but so what was it like? So let me pour you some tea because I mean, it's literally called Sipping Tea with Suzanne.
That's
so I want to make sure that you have tea.
Thank you.
So what was it like transitioning from New York to Worcester though? Because like I can think how different it is, and Worcester is a lot cooler now. But I think possibly when you came, we weren't as cool. Yeah. As New York, let's be real.
Well, I think it depends, right, on like what I love about New York City, and I think it has this in common with Worcester. It's a city of subcultures.
Yeah.
Right? If you're in New York City and you are into the punk scene, you got something. If you're into the hip hop scene, you have something.
Yeah.
If you're into classical music and sort of fine arts, that's there for you as well.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think that's what makes that city great. And I think that is a transferable thing to Worcester. I think that Worcester also has that underground scene. It also had a really cool skate scene. It also has a really cool food scene. So like that stuff was present. I think now it's just more above ground.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I think if you're from Worcester, you knew how to get a really good breakfast at Miss Worcester. Right? And then a few shows go there, and now the world knows how to get a really good breakfast at Miss Worcester. And now you're waiting like 45 minutes to get a good breakfast at Miss Worcester, right? Like, that's sort of the cycle of that. And so when I first got here, to be honest, where I was 18, I didn't have a car, I didn't know how to drive. And so I was pretty much stuck between Holy Cross, the plaza by Holy Cross, where that Wendy's is, and Culpeppers, and wherever I could walk to. Or take the shuttle. We had the shuttle back then, actually. I hop on that shuttle and go to consortium schools. And so for me, I just feel like there wasn't a ton to do here. Yeah. Right? Which I think is a whole conversation we can have about, is there still more to do here if you're 18 specifically? But I do my 4 years at Holy Cross, and I feel like I didn't get to see some of the lifestyle things that were happening here. And so I sort of was like, all right, I think I need to go to a bigger city to feel the things I wanted to feel, right? I'd see my friends in other cities with the pop-up music performances, or if you lived in Austin, you had South by Southwest getting traction, or you know, the major sports teams and that kind of stuff. Because that's what you're looking for, I think, when you're young, right? Like the big, bright, shiny, in-your-face thing, right? Like, oh, they were giving out Jordans at this thing, and I missed it. And then I think over time, someone challenged me to delve a little bit deeper into the city. And I think that's when I started finding it, right? I started finding more people that I just vibed with. Yeah. But you start finding, that there are really cool comedy shows here, or that this random bar from the outside has an amazing back patio, or that this show, that this bar and Polish Hall has wrestling on Thursday nights. Like there are these just little random pockets of Worcester that if you don't meet the right person, you might not hear about it. And it's like a missed opportunity, because that's the stuff that makes a city interesting and cool.
No, absolutely. I just want to add something weird. It was not weird. It's when I was the district manager for this company, we went to New York. We went to Brooklyn, and genuinely don't know the name of the restaurant. Don't even know. All I know was Brooklyn, clearly, right? And we stopped at this restaurant. We had a meeting, and we stopped at this restaurant. It was like a little hole in the wall. I had the best red velvet waffles with chicken sprinkled with powdered sugar. Let me tell you, my life changed. And I don't know the name, I don't know the street or anything, but I've been searching for this for like 20 years.
Was it like known for its chicken by any?
I have no idea.
Okay, that sounds like Nas's restaurant.
Okay.
He has it's like a small chain now, in like certain key markets, but they do a red velvet waffle with chicken. So it could be. No, we going.
Okay.
Yeah, I might know the place for you. I mean,
I have been searching for that for like so long, and every time I've gone to like New York, every town when I go to, I try to duplicate. It's never the same.
No. The first time is always the amount of restaurants that I remember. There was a place in my early 20s, right, which was like, I can never do this now. It was called PS 450. Yeah. Right? And it was a brunch place. And they had a deal where it was like an entree and unlimited champagne. Jeez. And it was like $30. Yeah. Right? And so you would get an entree, which like, it didn't matter. But the thing about them, their unlimited champagne or mimosa wasn't like most places where they give you a pre-mixed mimosa. They would hand you a bottle of champagne and some orange juice and go, have a good time.
Lord.
Right? Imagine being 24 with your friends on a Saturday, and you're just like, this is amazing. This is the greatest. And so like that was like a great brunch place. Or, you know, there was a place called Continental that was a great place to kind of go and just hang out for a little bit, and they closed that. Or there's a place called Exchange, and this bar restaurant's prices fluctuated based on how many people were ordering the same thing. So you go out with your friends and you all order steaks, then the price of steak goes up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? But if that day people weren't ordering whatever, right, which is a really great way to sort of get rid of your inventory.
Yeah.
You were getting that at a discounted rate because they were just trying to get it out. So it was kind of a cool, kind of like kitschy but fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think that I had a talk today with someone that's very relevant, and they said, I've been in Boston now for about 15 years, and I did my 20s in Manhattan. And the thing that I think is most different is it seems like in New York, they're willing to take the risk. And sometimes here we could be a bit risk averse.
Okay.
And I think that I can agree with that statement at times, right? I think that there are things that we're willing to take a risk on, that we're willing to take a chance on. And I think there are some things that we sort of need proof of concept first, right? We need someone in the region or nearby to do it or do something similar to prove to us that we should do the same kind of thing. And sometimes you gotta just go out there with a crazy idea.
Just do it.
And just do it, you know? You know, I've been a part of something like that. That was kind of a crazy idea, and then we did it, and all of a sudden it was this different thing.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you gotta kind of just take the swing.
Take that leap of faith.
For sure.
All right. Yeah. I know we got off on a tangent, but I just had to bring that in because I was like, listen, I'm still dreaming about this.
I need this waffle.
It was my first time eating chicken and waffles, so I was like, I'm not eating chicken and waffles. Like, you don't mix them. And then just converted, and here I am several years later, like hoping to find that out. But I do agree with what you say. Like, you know, if you're in the area and if you're in the city and you know certain things because you live here and you know that, right? And then like sometimes you want the business to do well, but then once the business is doing well, then it just sometimes the taste change, the service change because it's like they're serving a larger mass, right? And you're like, you're really, really happy for them, but then you kind of miss that you could just be by yourself and eat a big old bowl of whatever you're eating.
One of my friends, Michael and I were talking yesterday, and we talked about how when you're interested in a subculture, you want to be the last person in, right? Yeah. It's like, oh man, I discovered this band and only like 500 people know it. And then they blow up and everyone's talking about it and you're like, I'm happy for them, but I liked it better when no one else knew their music, right? You're like, oh man, I love skateboarding culture. I love this thing. And it's like, great. You know, there are now like 4,000 more kids skateboarding. And as a party, it's like, that's amazing, I guess, but I really liked it when no one else is hogging the bowl. You know what I mean? It's like there's this thing where you just want to be like, you want to hold this thing sacred.
Yeah.
And that will happen in any group that you're part of.
Yeah.
But it's sort of the cycle and kind of the beauty, and it is onboarding the new people in.
Yeah.
So that they also hold that thing sacred, and it isn't just like a commodity that they can go, oh yeah, well I'm part of that thing too, but I don't really care about it. Like you want to make sure they come in and like they know this is important.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, I'm not gonna ask you favorite restaurants in Worcester because
oh god, you please do that.
That is going to set off a chain. Everybody knows mine is Tasty. I want to ask you.
I'm not gonna put you on the spot.
I'm not gonna put you on the spot. But listen, I'm a little.
Here's what I'll say.
I'm a little less important than you. So
stop it. We can do this. Here's what I will say about. Right, I do have a lot of favorite restaurants, and I'm not gonna do a thing where I just name all of them because that's a thing. But I will say that George's Coney Island hot dog is to this day the only restaurant that I would have walked around in a costume for in the dead of summer.
Did you?
I did. There was a summer where the Worcester Bravehearts were going to change their name to either the Table Talk Pies or the Coney Island Hot Dogs. And I was like, let's go hot dogs. All due respect to the pies, love the pies.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Table Talk Pies. But I was like, let's go Coney Island hot dogs. And they had a hot dog costume that smelled of just onions and hot dog. And I wore it. Everywhere that summer.
There's pictures?
Because, this photo, I'll show you. Yeah, there's photos, this video, probably. I mean, I was just whatever.
Okay.
But but I so was going for them. And I just, that family has been so good to me. And so because of that, right, Coney Island probably holds the place like, near and dear like that. And the hot dogs did win, and they did make a hot dog jersey.
I love it.
I'm just saying.
I love it.
So like they probably hold the number one spot for me because of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that we have like we're blessed.
Yes.
We're blessed to have so many good places to eat food.
No, absolutely.
And grab a coffee and
No, absolutely. And I do love tasting, but you're right. It's the relationship with the owner, Marcella, that really solidified. Like every time I go there, like I feel like I'm home. I feel so much love.
Yep.
And it's like, it's funny. So she's always like staring up at me. So her husband said to her one day, one day I want somebody to look at me the way you look at Suzanne.
Yeah.
So he gave her the picture and he's like, I want somebody to look at me like that. I was like, oh.
Look, man.
I said it's because I'm taller.
But no, but like those are the moments, right?
It is.
And you remember that moment.
I do.
Listen, like there are reasons like near and dear to me that like Birch Tree and like El Patron as like a package will be a very special two places for me, right? And my mom, when she came up here to visit, I remember my first time taking her to Dead Horse Hill. Yeah. And I tried taking her to a very, very fancy place. Yeah. And she was like, can we get some more low key? And we went to Addie Lee's, and she loved Addie Lee's. Yes. And then we went to Dead Horse. And just the service that she got, like she would reenact how the service went all the time. And they like treated me and my mom like we were royalty that night. And like that'll always have a soft place in my heart because of that. But I think that's it, right? It's like there are a lot of places to get good food, but there are special places that you walk into and like you truly feel like home. Like you just feel like, oh, I could be my complete unadulterated self. And the people are amazing and the food's gonna be amazing and that's a given. Yeah. And like I think those places are special. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we're truly blessed. There's so many just really great food spots in Worcester, and I mean, I'm not adventurous when it comes to food. So when I find, I'm really not. Like, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I do chicken.
Okay. Yep.
I do chicken. Yep. Like, and I started salmon a couple years ago. Okay. I'm not.
Got it.
Like,
sushi? You're not a big sushi?
No. Not hot dogs. I don't eat hot dogs.
I understand. A lot of people don't eat hot dogs. I understand. I understand that.
No, I don't. I just don't. Like, so I'm just like, my daughter though, which it's so funny. She is, I don't even know where she got it from. Maybe her dad. Like she will try, like when we went on vacation every 1 year, remember like I ordered chicken fingers and she ordered the lobster. Now this child was 8 years old. So they bring the lobster and I'm like, give meat. And I was like, no, I'm good. Give me my chicken fingers. Like that's... There's no shame in my game. This 8-year-old's eating lobster, and I'm like, I wanted chicken fingers and French fries, so I'm gonna stick to what I know.
Yeah, no,
and that's it. But I wanted to chat with you because you talked about CVS. So is that where you learned your love for community? Because I look at the way you navigate these spaces, and in the role that you're in, you obviously are in some spaces, in some room where sometimes no one looks like you, right? Sure. And then you're in these spaces like with your people, and to be able to, and Will Smith had said a quote once, and a long time ago, and I'm still Team Will and Jada, and he says he wanted a girl that he could take from the cookout to the White House.
For sure.
So I mean, you do that. You go to the cookout, you're Che, and you go to the White House, you're Che. Yeah. So how did you kind of navigate those spaces and still intentionally be you and
I the best community I think I've ever been a part of, and I don't mean this disrespectfully any other community I've been a part of, but I was born and raised in Amsterdam projects, public housing in New York, and everyone knew everybody, right? Everyone knew what everyone was doing, good or bad. Everyone knew everyone's mom or grandmother, you know what I mean, or guardian, big sister, big brother, and so everyone looked out for each other. Right? If you saw my mom struggling with groceries, you helped her out. Yeah. Right? And I think that growing up in that kind of environment, you understand how important it is to keep your community to the best of your ability, the best it can be. And right up the stairs from where our building was Lincoln Center across the street. And so, very early on in life, I understood the juxtaposition of like having it versus not having it, right? You see the fancy cars and people in like amazing clothing going to the theater, and then we'd come kind of back to the projects. And I think I very early sort of learned that there was a difference there before I understood disparity or anything like that. But over time, you start pinning certain things to being important. And learning how to move and how to navigate in that space. So for the longest time, I say as a child, I thought if you had a briefcase and a tan coat, you were like a business person, right? Because that's what I saw in the morning as I was going to school, just a bunch of dudes with briefcases and tan coats. And so one of my first purchases when I got my first like real adult job was a long tan coat, which I still have. Because it was just like, oh yeah, now I'm an adult.
Yes.
Now I'm doing
absolutely.
This thing. So I think most people go through that process of, how do I navigate the space? And the first step is sort of that assimilation space. Like, how am I supposed to stand, and how am I supposed to speak, and what is the appropriate way to shake someone's hand, and for how long, and where do I grip, and how do I develop a non-regional diction so that I don't sound like I'm from New York City, but I sound like I'm from New York City, like all of that stuff. And I think I did that for a little bit, right, in my early career, because I just thought, oh my God, I can't believe I've made it here. I can't believe I'm sitting with this person. That person wants to have coffee with me. Oh my God, this is. And then you hit a point, hopefully, I did, where I was like, I can't keep pretending to be someone else. Yeah. Right? Like I just, like you learn better, you do better. And so like, yeah, I'm, there's certain bits of me that are just authentic that I'm not gonna pretend, right? I'm not just from Manhattan. Yeah. Right? Like, no, I'm from this part of New York City. I'm from this particular neighborhood. I had a mom and a grandma who worked really hard from me, myself, and my brother. I speak in this kind of way, and I understand sort of time and place of certain things, but I also understand that like you want authenticity because we're building a relationship, and that's all this is, right? Whether it's networking or, mobilizing through workforce, like you're building relationships, and you want them to be intentional and genuine relationships. Even if your intent is solely to make money, right? Like you want to make money with people you can trust and that you can build with. And so cool, here's who I am, who are you? And then let's see if this makes sense. And so I think it's just all been learned lessons. I've been lucky enough to have mentors and people who put me on at things. But yeah, I just want to be me.
Yeah. No, I mean, and you should be, and we should have that luxury, right, to be ourselves, but we often don't.
For sure.
So, and I mean, so you're in this space, and I mean, obviously, I think you're a Black man, right? Is it the first time you find that out?
The miracles on this show. I tell you, I did. Whew.
Okay, Richard Pryor.
I'm sorry.
You saw that. I don't know if you know Richard Pryor. Like, I don't know if
of course. Yeah.
We couldn't be friends after this. But like Richard Pryor, it was him and Gene Wilder. Yeah, with that show. It was like, I'm Black. Thank my dad. He gave me all the classics, right?
Listen.
Yeah. So like, but you're in these spaces, and I am so glad that you're able to be authentic, and like you hit that point, because you're right. There's a point that you comes like, you know what? It's just, I'm gonna be me, and it's either they accept me and move on, and if they don't, like, it's not ego. It's just, it's exhausting.
For sure.
Like, it's exhausting.
For sure.
So, but again, it does take a toll on you as a Black man in these spaces. So what do you do to ensure that you're not internalizing it and that you are still taking care of you?
One of the things that I think I've done unintentionally, but it's been so helpful, I have an amazing circle of friends. Good. Like I have friends that are there to lift me when I'm feeling down. I have friends that are willing to sort of deflate the bubble a little bit when it gets too big.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
you need
friends that do both, right?
Like
the amount of times I didn't been excited, like, hey guys, I made it in this magazine, and then they just start sending memes back of me, and I'm just like, all right, I get it, right? Like, you need that. But that's first and foremost, right? Like, I'm very lucky and blessed to have the circle around me that motivates each other and pushes each other, but also has that ear, and allows you to decompress. And I also, I'll be very honest, I'm happy to have friends that have some similar backgrounds as I do, because sometimes a world event happens and you're just like, I need to talk to someone that gets me sort of inherently, right? And so it's amazing to talk to those people, and just to have like little things that I do. Like I'm nerdy, right? Like I love a good comic book, right? Like I will sit in my living room and I will play a comic book. I read a comic book, I'll play a video game, I'll jump on my keyboard here and there that I've been slacking on, but I need to get back to it. Read a random book, I like a good mystery. And so you have these things that help you decompress, but also, outlets that you can sort of workshop things with. And I think that's in a world in which you can increasingly go online and be inside of an echo chamber of some real and some not real people, and some real people not giving you real thoughts, right? Like just uttering back stuff because no one wants to get in trouble. It's nice to have a good circle of people that you can go, was I tripping? Or like, is this a real, am I bugging? Or like, is this, right? Like you need those people, right? And so it's just great to have that. That's been really the way to navigate some of those spaces, because there are times you sit in a room and you're like, did that person just say that? And you got to look around and find the other person who understands you and lock eyes with them, and you do that thing where you're like,
yeah, I think we had that recently.
We did. We 100% did. Right?
We so did.
Right.
I was like.
Right. I can't believe this person just said that out loud in a room full of people. And they still speaking. They're still going.
They were like, and I was like, okay, well, there's 3 of us, so let me.
But and we all called each other.
We did.
We did. We like, okay,
like,
all right,
like,
okay,
yeah,
right,
like,
we all heard, okay.
We it's like, hey, it's like when one runs, right?
Exactly.
Okay. But no, I'm glad that you have, like, the circle around. And I think people sometimes they're not intentional about it, because again, sometimes you get to a space where there's so many people around you, you forget who's real.
For sure.
And I think it's important to consistently check in on your people and make sure that your people check in on you, because sometimes, like me personally, sometimes I get so like, I don't want to ask for help. Like I don't want to burden people. Sometimes not realizing it's not a burden, like me not allowing them to help me. Because like, I have a hard time. I'm from the Caribbean. I have a hard time asking for help.
I get it.
And we were raised to be strong Black women and all that. So, sometimes I have a hard time to say like, I need you this moment. So that is something that I had to learn. So I'm glad that as a Black man that you're able to learn that, to know that there's times that you're not okay and something happens and you just need to talk to somebody who gets it and will understand that, like, this world is crazy.
Right. And still learning, right? Like, I don't think none of us should be finished products, right?
No.
Like we should be learning, and every chance we get an opportunity to. And so there are days I struggle with that. There are days where I'm just like, oh man, I could use a chat, but I don't want to burden anybody else with my stuff. We all got stuff. Yeah. Right? The world's crazy. We all have things. And so finding ways to try to be more vulnerable, to say, hey, I'm not doing great right now. Can we talk about that? And I say, like, Black men struggle with that at alarmingly high rates.
Yes.
And it's great we have barbershops to get some of that out, but like you need more than that at times. And so, finding those opportunities to just be like, bro, I just need 5 minutes of someone's time. Is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be able to do, and to explore that part of yourself.
No, absolutely. Black men need that. I absolutely do. And I wasn't raised in a culture that believed that, like, you don't talk about it, and things like that. So to hear you openly speaking about it, I'm hoping that those that are watching, Black men can see that it's okay. Like, we have feelings, and it's okay to talk about it. It's important to have, your boys, whatever you call them, that you can say, yo, I'm not good. Whether we're going through, whatever we're dealing with, what's happening in the world, whether we're dealing with grief, whether we're dealing with loss, we're dealing with all these things. Like, we take a lot on, and then just learning to be vulnerable. It's thing that I'm consistently working on. Same.
There's a really funny comedian, guy, Gordon Baker Bone, who had a line in one of his comedy specials that was, I was trying to, I think it was his dad or his grandfather's. I was trying to talk to them about, being depressed, and he looked at me and said, "Boy, you're not depressed. You need a haircut." Right? Like, that's just. Like, that is a generation ago, right? Where it's like, what do you mean you're sad? What do you mean you're sad? You're not sad. Go outside and take a drive somewhere. Right? Like, and so battling through that to be like, nah, I'm actually depressed. Like, I'm anxious. I gotta figure this out. And being able to have that dialogue and being able to find professional help if needed, I think is a space that we should be in. And we shouldn't be shy about, right? Like, so many people, like, everyone needs to go to therapy, right?
100%.
And if you think you do not need to go to therapy, you for sure need to go to therapy. And so, like,
even the therapist need a therapist.
You need to go to the front of the line if you don't think you need to be there.
Absolutely.
And so, like, how do you just destigmatize that and have that conversation and be like, yo, I'm not all right right now, and like, will it be all right? maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully, more than likely. But like, I need to be in the I'm not all right now, and let's work through that.
No, absolutely. And I think it's a conversation that we consistently have to have. And like, I'm a woman, so it's different. But for you guys, like, as you talk about, as you get therapy, as you use these moments, I think it's important that you guys use your platform to really, truly talk about it. I mean, I have family members, you know, I'm from Jamaica, proud of, you know, I think now I've lived in America longer than I've lived in Jamaica because I came here as a teen. You know, and it's just like, they don't believe in autism, which I remember saying to a particular family member that, you know, a family member that we had was autistic, and he was like, he's not autistic, not like, he said it in Jamaican, it's like, no, go say I'm just rude. Like, just solved autism.
Right, yeah. No,
just.
What do you mean? You're just.
He's just rude.
Yeah, you're just rude.
It's not autism.
Get it together. Yeah,
Like,
right. No, right.
Just shape up, and like they'll beat it out of you.
Right.
So
right.
I think
that little shake, just get together. Sorry, you're right. I'm fine. Thank you.
100%. You did that.
Yeah.
You solved it.
Yeah.
And you know, so I think there's just so much that goes into being a Black man and a Black woman, and being in community. Truly, as you said, I think is important, and it's good to find your people.
Yes, 1,000,000,000%.
Like
1,000,000,000%. That with your people, your group, your crew, your tribe, however you squad, whatever it is you refer to it as, right? Like, uber important.
No, 100%. All right.
Yeah.
So I know you do a lot of things. So last year or the year before, you got me in a run club.
I did. You ran.
did. I ran.
You ran with us. What? Yeah.
I did. I am proud of myself because I am not athletic at all, and I had to buy sneakers. Wait, don't you owe me sneakers? But
I do owe you some shoes.
Anyway,
I do owe you some shoes. I do.
It kept getting stolen.
I do. No, I got you. I got you on
Yes.
these shoes. I just got Sean Connolly his running shoes
Okay.
last week. We went for lunch, and I was like, I have these for you. And he was like, oh my God. I was like, I know.
We forgot.
But they're there. I got them for you.
All right, cool. So we started this run club. I ran a 5K. Listen, never in my wildest imagination. So I'm really, really proud of myself for doing that. And so, no, that's really cool. Like, I know you do 5Ks and you do marathons.
I've done one marathon, but
is it the New York Marathon?
I did the New York Marathon.
Like, it's not even like a regular little, like, okay, I did the Auburn Marathon. I know they don't have one. But you choose the New York Marathon to start.
It was so for me. I don't know if I ever told you how this came about.
No.
Or anything, right? So a few years back, like longer than 5 or so years ago, a friend of mine and I were talking. My friend Amy, and she goes, we should do a 5K. And I was like, for what? And then we chose to do the St. Patrick's Day one because St. Patrick's Day, and it was a big one in Worcester, and you get a free beer afterwards. So
the perfect world.
And so we did that. A bunch of other people we knew did it. And then you fast forward a couple more years, it's still the only one that I had done. And then in 2023, I did the Jingle 5K downtown, right? And people dress up like Christmas characters and all that kind of stuff. And that was fun. And then New Year's came, and 2023 was a really long year. Like, it just wasn't my best year. Okay. And I woke up in 2024, and I made a bingo card, right? Of like things I wanted to accomplish for the year. And for some reason, I just was like, now's the time to run a marathon. I always said I wanted to do it when I got older.
Yeah.
Where I felt like that was just, I thought, you turn 50, you start running. Like, that's like a thing. But people do it younger, I guess. But like, I just assumed, like, the AARP card's coming. You might as well start running. You know what I mean? To get that premium.
It's coming for me, not yet.
But you know what I'm saying? I was like, all right,
Lord.
that's cool. And so for some reason though, I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna run a marathon. I'm gonna run the New York City Marathon. And my friends were just like, all right, yeah, we know you. Well, you'll figure it out.
I'm sure you would.
And I talked to a friend of mine who had some connections, and he said, well, let me know when you're serious about running the marathon. And so I trained throughout the winter months into the spring, and I ran the Rhode Island half marathon. And once I did that, I said, okay, I know that in 6 months' time I can run a marathon. Wow. And so I told him. He said, cool. And then he got his company to sponsor me as a runner. And that was that. And I'll tell you, running the New York City Marathon that year was fantastic. I saw so many friends and people I haven't seen. I saw the person I interned for at the DA's office.
Really?
Right? He was randomly in the crowd. I saw a friend I used to go to music festival with I hadn't seen in years. I saw one of my best friend's ex-boyfriends randomly in the crowd. Like, it was just all this, right? It's like, this is your life in New York City. Okay. And you run through these boroughs, and I'm not a person who was competing to like win the marathon. So I was just running to run, and you're reading signs, and the music is so beautiful, and you're stopping and you're dancing with people. And I saw artists I knew, and I saw neighborhoods I hadn't seen in a while. And
but you're running.
You are, but like in some ways, right? By that time, your body's trained to run, and so it's like all the stimulation that gets you through it, right? There's one particular set where you run across a bridge. And it's the only place with no spectators, right? And it's just you and other runners. And I remember, it's like one of the hardest miles to run.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the race, but it's still just like, oh, there's no one here to get me through it.
Yeah.
And this one person on their phone started playing Frank Sinatra's New York, New York as they ran by. And everyone on the bridge just started singing New York, New York. And it was just this really beautiful moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, we got this.
Yeah.
And so, finishing and seeing, friends and family and loved ones, and just like having this moment of like, oh my God, I just ran 26 miles. This is so nuts. And there are people who did it in half the time that I did. Like, this is wow. But I give that whole context because as amazing as that was, that day that we had with the run club running that 5K together, way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Okay.
And like I don't care about the distance or any of that stuff. The idea of a group of many of strangers getting together and supporting each other to run something in their community and showing up sometimes 2 or 3 times a week to run together, whether that's a fast run, right? We had our fast runners in the front, you know what I mean? John and Questy and them just taking off, Joey, right?
Swear.
And you had and you had your middle runners, you had your slower runners, your almost walkers, and none of that mattered, right? They cheered loudly for every person that came in, and you just wanted to see them all succeed.
Yeah.
And I think that like I couldn't sort of like replicate that by myself. Like that was a great personal thing for me in the marathon. But like that picture we have of us like is one of my favorites because it's beautiful how it came together, and it just people who may have never done that without that group made something really beautiful happen. And so like that was special for me.
No, it was dope. I remember like it was the show that you did, Building Back Wealth and Equity Conference. Yeah. And you told, and then Stephanie was like, let's do it. And you're like, yes, is it? And I was like, all right. So we joined and we did, and Stephanie got her sister, and then it was just like Carla was there, and it was really, really cool. I mean, it was a really great community for me to be a part of, and I was one of them in the back. I'm not gonna lie, but I will tell you, like, so in the back, it wasn't intentional, but like they cheer for you, like as you're finishing the final stretch, the last runners, and like everybody waits for everybody. We did Sunday morning, and then like the day of the 5K, I literally thought I was going to die, but I did not, as you can see, because I'm here. That's the only proof that I did it. And here we are, and they came back and helped me cross the finish line because I was like, I got it, but I was like, oh my God, I'm so done.
Now we got you.
I'm so tired, but that was just like, that was community. So that was just beautiful. And, so if you ever decide to start it back up, I know that things are happening.
Just so you know, so I'm running the Pittsburgh Half Marathon in May. And so starting in early February, I'll be back to my usual kind of training. But the goal is to run the Boston Marathon in 2027.
The goal for you?
For me.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant for the group.
I mean, I could be. I'm saying.
No.
Okay, you're right. But I'm just saying, if you want to.
I'm a New Yorker.
I'm just different goal.
I am standing on principle. I will not run the Boston Marathon because I'm New Yorker.
But I just I feel like once I hit that halfway mark, it was like, all right, if I can only run 2, that's the second one. And much like with the first one, you got to say it out loud in ways for people to keep you accountable.
No, absolutely.
So, we're gonna make it happen.
No, absolutely. And I think when you give like your vision or your dreams or your goals like wings, I think you give it wings when you say it out loud, even if you say it in a room by yourself. For sure. And it happens because like honestly, most of the things that I've accomplished in my life, I mean, honestly, this little girl from Jamaica, I didn't know and was consistently underestimated. And then I was just like, one day I was like, who gives you the right to decide who I get to be? I'm who I decide I am. And that was a wrap for everybody. No. Like, that's it. And I love when people come into their light and they're just like, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to be. So I'm proud of you for doing the New York Marathon. And Now you're gonna do the Boston Marathon.
Boston.
Like, listen.
I honestly, there's still some work in progress, but Worcester might get a new race sometime soon as well. So
yeah,
we got some cool things cooking.
Okay, so, I mean, listen, you are the vice chancellor of like something another, and all the things. All the things, like this really, really long title. I'm like fitting on the thing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna put this on the flyer. No, like it's just way too long. But I really love the fact that you are so approachable, and like folks will see the title, right? And then they're like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything to Che because of who he is. And I'm like, no, I say to somebody, I'm like, no, he's really cool. Like they're like, I don't know. And they're like, I don't think he likes me. And I was like, well, I'm not telling you who, but they're like, I don't think he likes me. And I was like, trust me, he's not even thinking that. Like he's pretty dope. Like just talk with him.
Yeah, just pull up. The
vibes like just pull up.
The amount of conversations I've had just off of like a, hey, can we talk about? Oh, yeah, for sure. Like,
yeah.
If I'm not in the middle of something, like, and if I am in the middle of something, I'm like, yeah, hit me. I'm not hard to find.
No. No, you're not hard to find.
Well, I've been lucky enough. Blessed, right? Like to have so many people put me on.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a thing that I get annoyed by. I was talking to Sean Murphy about it.
Yeah.
I gotta do this because he's swole. He's Sean Murphy.
Sean, I texted you didn't respond.
Wow. It's a New York thing. It gotta be a New York thing. We just our phone will be. I got you, bro. But we were talking, and I'm saying like I'm so happy to be in a position where people have just been like, you know what, come on. Yeah. Right, you've asked the right question. You've shown them the thing. Let's talk. Let's build.
Yeah.
And so the charge is then to put that energy back out there, right? Like I was watching them yesterday, and it said a person gave something free to a young woman, and she said, "Oh, I can't pay for it." And he goes, "So many people in this world are looking for payment. I'm just here to put balance back in the world." Wow. And I thought that was so dope and so deep, and I was like, that's the same vibe, right? Like it's not about money, it's not about quid pro quo, it's not about being transactional. Sometimes you just give, and my hope is that with whatever it is you gain from that, you give, right? And if we all do that, it all kind of works out a little better for each other. So so that's the vibe I'm on. Like just
I can see it.
Come on,
All right. No, I mean, absolutely. And that's what we should do, right? It's not, I mean, there is transactional relationships, so we have to have them, right?
For sure.
Like we work, we get paid,
and
that's important.
Right.
But their relationships, like you said, you have been blessed enough where folks mention your name in rooms. And I think we should all do the same thing for others, right? If we see somebody, like we see somebody doing something, and like, yo, check that out. That's pretty dope. Like 100%. Check out that store. And that leads me to your jacket that I've been admiring. And so I but again, I tell you, like your vibe, your dressing is different in terms of like today and then like, the suit. So tell me about the jacket.
Yeah. So I was honestly just like, what am I going to throw on in a post-work minute? So work slacks. But the jacket, there's a designer out of New York, just like his own brand, Joe Freshgoods, Joseph Robinson. And he tells these just very black stories, right? Like he's had to deal with New Balance for a couple of years. He made a pair of sneakers that were called outside clothes, based on the idea of like, don't be coming in the house smelling like outside, you know what I'm saying? Like don't be sitting on that bed in your outside clothes, you know what I mean?
My daughter and I, she's like, it's only you. I'm like, no, it's black parents.
No, it's a thing.
Like you do not sit
right
on your bed in your outside clothes. Take it off.
And so
go on.
He did a shoe after that. It was called Inside Voice, right? Because like that was a thing. Mama, look, you better use Inside Voice, right? You better talk to me like that. You better. And so I immediately was like, I'm attracted to the artwork because it's a relatable story. And so as I followed his career, he's really just shot to the moon. He partnered with this brand out of Amsterdam that's also a black-owned brand. And like you don't hear of a ton of black-owned brands
in Amsterdam.
And one that's had so much success named Pata. And so they did this capsule collection, and it was his jacket. They did a pair of jeans that had the lyrics to Literary Voice on them, like just really, really dope stuff.
Nice.
And the back of this jacket says, from ghetto to ghetto, from backyard to yard, which is a lyric from the Clips Grindin'. And just one that I always think is so beautiful, right? Because like that concept of no matter where in the world you were, right, from ghetto to ghetto, backyard to yard, like we are a people and a united people, and I think that's dope. And also just want to shout out the shirt because this was made by a local guy from Worcester, B. Tom Stevenson, really, really, really talented artist.
Nice.
And owner of beverage brand, Miracle Seltzer, which was cool to have an artist own a beverage brand.
Yeah,
So,
that's pretty cool.
let's try to shout him too.
No, I mean, I love that you're, representing community, because I think no matter where we are, wherever in the world, like I mean, you're in, I don't know, London, wherever you go, you see a black man, they get the nod.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
That's it.
100%. Up nod, down nod.
That's it.
Depends, but the nod is coming. You know
Like,
what I mean?
yeah. And if you nodded, they don't nod. They're like,
yeah, you're like, something's wrong.
like something is wrong.
They got you.
Like, yeah.
They got you.
I was working, obviously not black, and I was like, I walked by, because there's just some woman that is church woman, you could tell.
For sure.
Right? So I walked by and I was like, praise the Lord. And then my boss said, you know her?
Nah, I just know. I knew.
I know.
I could tell by the hat.
I just know.
I know by the brooch.
I know. I know by the Esther roll wig. I know by
She's wearing her Sunday perfume.
like,
I know what time it is.
I know the patent leather. I know. Listen, I mean, I think, I'm grateful every single day that this culture is mine.
For sure.
That regardless of the fights and the struggles that we've had, and, whether it's been from America and, being from the Caribbean, I just love the fact that, I can connect with my people wherever I go and whatever they do.
We are an innovative people.
Yeah.
Right? We are a creative people. We are a resilient people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it is easy for, people talk about, we're in the era of like the Oscars are about to happen and people are getting a lot of awards, and we talk a lot about the stories that get told and the ones that don't get told. And then sometimes it's like, all right, we've been resilient. Every story doesn't need to be a story of resilience. Like sometimes I need a living single style story. We just chilling. We just trying to make it happen.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
I just want to laugh.
Right. I had a long day at work, and that was it. There was no tragedy,
nothing,
no trauma. Just I didn't. These reports are killing me. Like that's just regular normal.
Thank you.
Right.
I mean, I don't have to watch 12 Years a Slave.
Right.
I can absolutely watch Medea.
For sure. For sure. Right. Just whatever's gonna bring you joy in that moment, and it's like But I do think that in trying times, when you have been historically a resilient people, it is easier for you to navigate some of those trying times amongst each other. We can have those conversations because we know what it's like to navigate that space. And so, I think a lot about what we're doing and what we're not doing. And I said to someone earlier today that we have an interesting dissonant time right now where we're sitting and we're chatting, and some people are watching or listening, and there's some real stuff that's happening around us.
Yeah.
Some stuff that would have been unfathomable, 14, 15 months ago, 3 years ago. And yet, right, we have to work, right? We have to provide. We have to find joy.
Yeah.
And we have to sit in that. It can't all just be pain and despair. You got to find those pockets and those moments.
Yeah.
And so, like, I, was saying to someone earlier today, I was like, yeah, I get to be on the show. And they said, what are you talking about? I said, I don't know. And they said, you didn't ask for like questions or like a script? I said, no. And they said, okay, you know this person? I said, I do, yeah. They was like, really well? I was like, well enough, yeah. And they said, okay, well, how do you know they're not going to ask you anything crazy? I said, one, there's nothing crazy to ask me. I don't know what you think I get involved in, right? Let's cut that out. I was like, but also, I just said, she's my people. Right? At the end of the day, that's
Thank you.
There's inherent trust there, you know what I'm saying? So,
thank you. And I appreciate that. And, the gentleman or the gentlewoman that was asking, I promise you, the goal of this show is never to embarrass or put people on the spot. It's always to lift, elevate, and hoping that somebody watching will find something that will, as you say, we're a resilient people, but sometimes we just need to hear good things. Yeah.
And also, whoever she was talking about, if you haven't come and found me yet, I hope you do, because I'm like, look, I'm chill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's
whatever.
Chill. I told you he's chill.
So just like come, like we could chop. You know what I mean? Like reach out. You even got to tell me that you didn't want to talk to me before. You know what I mean? Just be like, hey, person I'm trying to talk to for the first time, what's up? And I'll just be, all right, what's up? It's cool.
You can wear a full Celtics blazer, like.
Right. I don't know how I'm going to look that day. You might catch me in a suit. You might catch
But
a suited
yes,
chick, but,
all right. Well, I can't. Like, I knew that we were gonna run out of time
It's all
because, like,
good.
my producer's looking at me. So you're gonna have to come back. I have to get your promise
I'm
on
down.
the show.
I'm down.
All right. So we
Let's
got
do it.
that live.
I'm gonna come when Sean comes, and I'm gonna be like, all right, Murph, you first, and I got the next one. I got
All
the
right,
backup.
cool.
We'll make it
All right,
happen.
I love that. But so I want to talk because you do MC.
Yes.
So how did you fall into that?
I'd be talking. I just yap, you know. It's no, honestly, when I was a kid, I had a really bad stutter. Every once in a while, you'll catch me still stutter.
Yeah.
And I took a public speaking class. Shout out to Mr. Carrero, who got me through that. And he made me interested in public speaking, which made me go, okay, now I think I could be a lawyer because I have to speak in front of people. And it was really during the college experience, my freshman year at Holy Cross, they had a black and gold fashion show. And I got asked, would I be interested in hosting the fashion show? They said, no freshman's ever hosted before.
Really?
And I said, let's run it. And so I got to host it at Mechanics Hall, which was really funny in hindsight. And so that was my first foray. And then over time, I just got a little more comfortable and confident. I would do the spoken word poetry in college. And then, you know, sort of that, I was left that behind in college. And then one day I had to speak on behalf of the city at something small. And that gave me a little more confidence. And then I got to do the Breakfast Club thing. And that gave me a little more confidence. And now, here we are.
Now you're Che.
Now I'm trying.
Now you're Che. And we both have the name Anderson. We're not related, FYI. But
we somewhere in there.
We know.
We cousins.
You know our people. Let's dig deep in that family tree. So I texted you and I said, Mr. Anderson, like, I was like, he didn't even get the Matrix joke. Like,
you don't understand how many teachers
I know
during roll call would hit me with a Mr. Anderson, and I'd be like, "Oh, is that referencing something? Is that? Tell me what that's from." I didn't even just like the most famous movie of the 2000s. But yeah, no,
I know, like I was like, nah, maybe he's too young.
I got you.
He's too young to get it.
My man Neo.
Like, yeah. All right, fine. But no, thank you. And honestly, so if you are looking to hire an MC, he truly is one of the best. I've been to multiple events where he's the MC and he keeps the crowd laughing. So I was at the Asst Gala the other day. Did you speak in Spanish?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Are you fluent?
I dabble. I'm conversational.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. My godparents, one of them is Puerto Rican. I was raised by a big chunk of her family. My stepfather is Dominican and Puerto Rican. My younger brother is as well. And so it was something we had to speak to my grandmother. I think we had to speak a little Spanish.
All right, cool. Yeah. No, good job. I was like,
I didn't do this for no reason. You know what I'm saying? I was what you mean. Come on, a little Willie Colon, a little check. Okay, I'm not gonna do it for you. I'm just saying,
Okay, there is Spanish, and then there's like Shanae Spanish. So I was
a little Spanglish.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, I know, but you did good. So I mean, but listen, you continue to inspire me. Continue to do what you're doing in the city of Worcester. I know that when I walk into a room and I see you in there, I'm like, yeah, I feel good. In their spaces, because I know that while you're in there, you're advocating for people, you're having the conversations, and you're intentional about, your words and the names that you mentioned, things like that. So I'm happy that you're in the space that you are.
I appreciate you. I really do. And thank you for having a platform that allows for people to come in and be comfortable and confident in themselves. And I think you're like a mirror, right? Like you reflect confidence on the people, and so you feel a lot more confident sitting in this chair to just let your hair down and just be yourself.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, and I want to share this. So Oprah, who's my idol, so Oprah, if you're watching, like I want to be on your show, Oprah. And she had said something, and we were sort of talking to her, and she was saying they were asking her when she goes into a space, and like she's the only like black person there, and she said, she's never felt that because she knows that there's like 10,000 that's gone before her, that's in the room with her. And I'm kind of messing up a little bit, but basically she was saying that, because of what our people endure and our ancestors and all that, regardless of where you're from, she knows that they're with her. So she doesn't feel alone. So I just want to give that to you. So if you're in a space and it's just you, just know that you're never alone. There's generations that's gone before you and generations that are coming behind you that are cheering for you.
One of my mentors,
holding you up.
One of my mentors told me that if I am in a space where I'm the first or the only, my job is to make sure there's two when I leave.
Amen.
And so I think that is consistently the goal.
Amen. I love that. I love that. Well, anything big this year for you apart from the Boston Marathon?
A bunch
that
of
you could share.
bunch of things that,
Tell us
that
something.
we're working on. You know what I mean?
That you could share.
Yeah. No, I'm
Because
talking
I like I like a good surprise.
So here's I think there's an event that I hosted back in 2016, 17, 18, and 19.
Lord.
And it started in London, and it is a live illustration battle.
Oh.
Right? So imagine like a rap battle or a dance battle.
Yeah.
But with artwork.
Okay.
And it hasn't happened in Worcester since 2019.
Okay.
And it hasn't happened in Massachusetts since 2021.
Okay.
It'd be nice to bring that back to Worcester this summer.
Okay.
And so,
okay.
Yeah, if anyone who might have been a part of that, or anyone who's hearing that for the first time and thinks that could be interesting, just wait on it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Like I think I've seen somebody do like draw art live. I was at some event, I don't know what it was, and they did it, and it was just incredible. Like the talent.
You wait.
Okay.
Just you wait.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Cool.
I'm waiting.
Cool.
But no, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you coming on to the show. And I was going to ask you if you wanted to give some advice, but I think, truly what you said before, I think that was a perfect way. So I think my executive producer, do we have a question from an audience member?
You have a gentleman by the name of Poppy P. He's asking, can he get your autograph?
Tell Poppy Pay, if anyone watching, is one of the co-owners of the Worcester Majors ABA basketball team. Stay tuned for that coming soon. Tell Poppy Pay that as soon as he gives me his, he can have mine. We'll do a little exchange. It'll be like swapping jerseys at the end of a game. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. And Poppy was on the show, I think December or November, I think it was. So listen, it's great talent, just some great, fabulous people in Worcester. Yes. So thank you all for tuning in, loyal viewers and subscribers. I truly appreciate you. And if you're interested in being on the show and you see somebody that you want to recommend to be on the show, like you don't have to have it all together. Trust me. None of us do. Shout out to our executive producer, Paul Anderson, for making the magic happen week after week. And as much as I love doing the show is what it is because of the phenomenal guests like you. So thank you so much for being on.
Thank you. Big shout out to Gator, shout out to T. And
yeah. All right, let's do this. Until next time. Peace.